So I want to say thank you to 500 Startups for bringing this fantastic event to Atlanta. We're so happy to have you. And also thank you to Microsoft, who originally put my name in the hat. And Rokia Jones, I don't know if you're here, but I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love it when I have an opportunity to do talks in Atlanta for a couple of reasons. Number one, because Atlanta is home, right? Atlanta has been home for 21 years. Stop counting in your head. It means I got here at 4. But I love doing talks because this is home. The fantastic thing about this event is that there's so much promise and opportunity, and that's what I would love to talk to you all about today. So for those of you who I don't know, my name is Kelly Burton, and if there was one word that described me, it would be entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur. Every fiber of my being lines up to that identity. I've had several businesses. I've had a product-based business. I've had a service-based business. I've had a mashup of a product and a service-based business. I just keep coming at it, right? I've had many successes. And Monique, I logged my very first fail this year, so I was like, brushed my shoulder off. Felt like I was introduced into the pantheon of startup founders who have logged their first fail. You know, me and Steve Jobs and Thomas Edison. Take that. So Founders of Color is a digital platform that is dedicated to helping minority firms grow by connecting minority entrepreneurs to the resources, the relationships, the information that they need to grow, while simultaneously connecting those who care about diversity and inclusion to the data and the information that they need in order to navigate the minority entrepreneurial ecosystem. So we announced at the end of April, and my staff got together and we said, what would be a good number that would make us feel really good about the number of members and subscribers that we launch with? And we said 500 is a good number because we had a month. We announced at the end of April and we launched at the beginning of June. And so we said if over the next 5 weeks we can get 500 people to subscribe, we would feel like total rock stars. We crossed 500 in the first 2 weeks. So we said, okay, so apparently our goal was not that ambitious. Let's try again. And so we said, let's up it to 1,000. And by the time we launched on June the 1st, we had more than 1,100 members. People were so excited about the opportunity around Founders of Color. And we have been overwhelmed by the encouragement, the support, the level of engagement at this early stage. And for us, my tendency is to really kind of jump in there with our members and get on the ground and help them to grow and scale their businesses. But at the same time, we want to be mindful of these more high-level conversations about what is necessary in order to really move the needle when it comes to diversity and inclusion. And that's what I want to talk to you all about today. So lastly, before I leave you with this, I love comic book movies. Now, I won't say that I love comic books, because I don't know if I've ever even read a comic book, but I love the movies that come out of comic books, right? And I love X-Men. X-Men is my favorite comic book movie series. Anybody seen X-Men movies? Then I know how much explaining that I have to do about this metaphor, okay? So X-Men are superheroes, right? They have these superpowers. They can all do these really cool things, like they can shoot lasers out of their eyes, they can shape-shift, right? And the godfather of the X-Men is Professor X, right? And Professor X, he has this school where he brings them together and helps them to harness their powers. And Professor X has this machine called what? Cerebro. Professor X has this machine called Cerebro. And he puts this helmet on his head and he goes out into this platform, this big, huge, cavernous room. And when he puts this helmet on his head, because he's telepathic and he's connected to all these X-Men all throughout the world, right? He can see them and find them and speak to them. But as you see him going through this experience and this process, you see the X-Men like out there in the universe, like little stars, right? And that's how I see our members, our entrepreneurs. They are out there and they are isolated and they're not connected. And so at Founders of Color, we really try to figure out how can we send out a clarion call to say, come home, we're here, there are others like you, and we've got your back.